Go, look the pathways and merrily and style, merrily goes all the day, the sad time. Scene 4. The Shepherd's Cottage. Enter Florizel and Perdita.
These your unusual weeds to each part of you do give a life. No shepherd, but Flora peering in April's front. This your sheep shearing is as a meeting of the petty gods, and you the queen on it.
Sir, my gracious lord, to chart upon your existence, this becomes me. Oh, pardon that I might not name them. Your high self, the gracious work of the land that you have obscured with the swains you want wearing, and me with a lowly maid, most goddess-like, pranked up, but that was feasted every mess of folly, and the Vedas just with a content. But I should blush to see you stirred, sworn, I think, to show myself a glass.
I bless the...
Anybody want to take over, Perdita?
It was not planned, I'm sorry.
You're doing it so well. Why would we want to do that?
Okay, never mind. I just never mind. I'll still give it a go.
I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Now, Jove, afford you. Over you. I can't read this. Sorry. Now, afford you came to me differentness. Forgot dread, and your greatness to think your father, in some accident, should pass this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How would he look upon his work as so noble, vividly bound up with, would we say? Oh, how should I, in these bottom flaunts, behold the standards of his presence?
Apprehend nothing but jollity. The gods themselves, humbling their deities to love, have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed. The green Neptune a ram and bleated, and the fire robbed god golden Apollo, a poor humble swain, as I seem now. Their transformations were never for a piece of beauty rarer, nor in a way so chaste, since my desires run not before mine honor, nor my lusts burn hotter than my faith.
Oh, but sir, your resoluteness cannot hold when 'tis opposed to what will be by the power of the king. One of the two must be necessities, but then we'll speak that you must then change the purpose, or I might hide life.
Thou dearest Perdita, with these forced thoughts, I prithee, darken not the mirth of the feast, or I'll be thine, my fair, or not my father's, for I cannot be my own, nor anything to any, if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, through destiny say no. Be merry, gentle, strangle such thoughts as these with anything that you behold the while. Your guests are coming. Lift up your countenance, as it were the day of celebration of the nuptial which we have sworn shall come.
Lady forever, stand your suspicions.
Close enough.
Auspicious, sorry.
That's good though.
This is better.
See, your guests approach. Address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be read with mirth.
Well, hi, daughter. When my old wife lived upon this day, she was both pentler, butler, cook, both dame and servant, welcomed all, served all, would sing her song and dance. Her turn, now here, at upper end of the table, now I, the middle, on his shoulder, and her face, afire with labor, and the thing she took to quench it, she would to each one sip. You all retired, as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting, pray you. Bid these unknown friends to welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends, more known. Come, quench your blushes and present yourself, that which you are, mistress of the feast, come on, and bid us welcome to your sheep shearing, as your good flocks shall prosper.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me to the hostesship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, Dorius. Reverend sirs, for you, there's rosemary and rue, and these keep seeming and savor off the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our sharing.
Uh-oh.
That's you again, Peter.
What? Oh.
But without the wig.
Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry. Shepherdess. No, without you. Well, at our ages, flow with the wiser. Oh, forget it. Just growing ancient, not in the days of summer's death, not in the birth of the trotting winter, the fairest, flowest in the season of the continents, and streaked with gallivores, which some call nature's bastards. That kind of gardens barren, which I dare not get the chips off of them. Wherefore, good gentlemen, do you neglect them? No, for I have heard it said that there is an art which their founders shares, but with great creating nature. Say there be. Yet nature is made better by the no mean, but nature makes us as a mean. So ever thou are art, which you could say is in nature is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry to a gentler scion in the wilderness monk. You make you make a conservative bark of some baser kind, and of the nobler race. This is an art of which does men nature. Change it to a rather, but the art itself is nature. So it is. But so it the garden. There was a gollivores, and she hath called them bastards. I'll not. Oh, no. I'll not put a dibble in the earth to set out to keep no more than I was painted with with youth would say 'twere well, and only therefore it seems to breathe my feet. Ah, here's flowers for you. Here's lavender. Here's mint, savory, marjoram, as marigold, and thou dost bed with the sun. Thou hast him rising weeping. Yeah, flowers, and there's a barking dog in the middle of summer, and I think they are given to men in the Middle Ages. Yeah, very welcome.
I should leave grazing where I have your flock, no my gazing.
Oh, alas, you be so lean that thou blast of January should blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would have some flowers on the spring might become your time of day, and yours, and that wear upon your virgin branches yet your maidenhead's growing. Oh, Prosperina, what is your name? Prosperina. For the proud flowers now that frightened that hath fall from the Dix's waggers, daffodils that come before the swallow dares and takes the winds of March with beauty. Violets, dim, but sweeter than the lids of Geno's eyes, of Cytherea's breath, pale primroses that die unmartyred. Can they behold but the bright Phoebus that has the strength of a malady, which they take so behold, oxlips and the crowns imperial, lilies of all kinds, flowering as you mentioned upon you. These I lack to make you even garlands, and my sweet friend, to strew him o'er and o'er.
What? Like a course?
No, like a bank, for who knows if to play on, but not like a course, or if, and not to be buried, but quick and in mine arms. Come, take your flowers. Methinks I play as I have seen them do. Methinks when Whitsun pastorals. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'll have you do it ever. When you sing, I'll have you buy and sell so. So give alms, pray so, and for the ordering of your affairs, to sing them too. When you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Move still so, and own no further function, each your doing. So singular in each particular, frowns what you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
Oh, Doricles, your praises are too large, but that your youth, and the true blood with pink fairly through it, does plainly give you of the unstained shepherd the wisdom which the wisdom I might fear, my Doricles. You wooed me the false way.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance. I pray your hand, my Perdita, so turtles pair that never meant to part.
I'll swear for
You again, Peter.
Oh, this is a thank you. This is a prettiest low born that ever ran on the green sword. So nothing she does or seems, but smacks of something greater than herself. Too noble for this place.
He tells us something that makes her blood look out. Good suit, she is the queen of curds and cream. Come on, strike up.
What must be your mistress, Mary? Garlic to mend kissing with?
Now in good time.
Ah,
Not a word, a word. We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up.
okay.
And
Pray, good shepherd, oh fair swain, is this hooch dancers with your daughter?
Yeah, they call him Dorcles and boast himself to have a worthy feeding.
Ah,
But I have it on his own report, and I believe it. He looks like truth. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, but I never gaze the moon upon the waters. He'll stand and read as toward my daughter's eyes. And to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
she dances fairly.
Though she does anything, though I reported that should be silent. If young Dorcles do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
Oh, master, if you did but hear the peddler at the door, you would never dance again after a tambour and a pipe. No, the bagpipe could not move you. He sings several tunes faster than you'll tell money. He utters them as he had eaten ballads, and all men's ears grew to his tunes.
he could never come better. He shall come in. I love a ballad, but even too well. If it be doleful matters merrily set down, or a very pleasant thing indeed and sung lamentably.
He hath songs for man or woman of all sizes. No milliner can so fit his customers with gloves. He has the prettiest love songs for maids. So without body, which is strange, with such delicate burthens as dildos and faddings, jump her and thump her. And when some stretch-mouthed rascal would, as it were, mean mischief and break a foul gap into the matter, he makes the maid to answer, "Whoop, do me no harm, good man." Puts him off, slights him with, "Whoop, do me no harm, good man."
Oh, she's a brave fellow.
Believe me, thou talkest of an admirable conceited fellow. Has he any unbraided wares?
He hath ribbons of the colors of the rainbow, points more than all the lawyers in Bohemia can learnedly handle, though they come to him by the gross inkles, caddises, cambrics, lawns. Why, he sings them over as they were gods or goddesses. You would think a smock were a she-angel. He so chanced to the sleeve hand that the work about him square on it.
Prithee, bring him in and let him approach singing.
Forewarn him that he is scurrilous. That was words. Those scurrilous words to his cause.
You have of these peddlers that have more in them than you'd think, sister.
Tunes. Sorry. Aye. good brother, or go about it to think?
Lawn as white as driven snow, cypress black as every crow, cloves as sweet as damask roses, masks for faces and for noses, bugle, bracelet, necklace, amber, perfume for a lady's chamber, golden coifs and stomachers for my lads to give their dears, pins and poking sticks of steel. What maids lack from head to heel, come buy from me, come buy, lads, or else your lasses cry. Come buy.
Hey,
I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me, but being enthralled as I am, it will also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
Peter.
So, Peter,
wait, I got lost. Sorry.
We have promised you more than that, or there be liars.
Somebody read it, and I lost it. I got lost.
And Mopsa, that's key.
He hath paid you all he promised you may be. He has paid you more, which will shame you to give him again.
is there no manners left among maids? Bear their faces. Is there not milking time when you are going to bed, or kiln hole to whisper these secrets? But you must be tittle-tattling before all our guests. 'Tis well they are whispering, clamour your tongues and not a word
done.
more.
Come, you promised me a tawdry lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money? And indeed, sir, there are cozeners abroad, and therefore it behooves men to be wary. Fear not, thou man, thou shalt lose nothing here. I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge. What hast here? Ballad?
Pray now, buy some. I love a ballad and print of life, for then we are sure they are truth.
Here's one to be very doleful tune, how a usurer's wife was brought to bed of 20 money bags as a burthen, and how she longed to eat adders' heads and toads' carbonara.
Is it true, think you?
Very true, and but a month old.
Bless me, from marrying a usurer.
Here's a midwife's name to it, one Mistress Tail Porter, and 5 or 6 honest wives that were present. Why should I carry lies more?
Pray you now, buy it.
Come on, lay it by, and let's see more ballads. We'll buy the other things anon. Here's another ballad of a fish that appeared upon the coast on Wednesday, the 80 of April, 40,000 fathom above water, and sung this ballad against the hard hearts of maids. It was thought she was a woman and was turned into a cold fish, for she would not exchange flesh with one that loved her. The ballad is very pitiful and as true.
Is it true too? Thank you.
5 justices' hands at it, and witnesses more than my pack will hold. Lay it by 2. Another. This is a merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
Let's have some merry ones.
Why, this is a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of 2 maids wooing a man. There's scarce a maid westward but sings it. 'Tis in request, I can tell you.
We can both sing it. If thou bear a part, thou shalt hear. 'Tis in 3 parts.
We had the tune a month ago.
I can bear my part. You must know 'tis my occupation. Have at it with you. Get you hence, for I must go where it fits not you to know.
Whither?
Oh, whither?
Whither?
It becomes thy oath full well, thou to me thy secret tell.
Me too. Let me go hither.
Or thou goest to the grange or mill.
If to either thou dost ill,
Neither,
what neither?
neither.
Thou hast sworn by love to be.
Thou hast sworn it more to me. Then whither goest, say, whither?
We'll have this song out anon by ourselves. My father and the gentlemen are in sad talk, and we'll not trouble them. Come, bring away the pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for you both. Peddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girls, and you shall pay well for them. Will you buy any tape or lace for your cape? A dainty duck, my dear, any silk, any thread, any toys for your head, of the newest and finest wearer. Come to the peddler, money's a meddler, that doth utter all men's wearer. Sorry, that was good.
I was entranced. Master, there were 3 carters, 3 shepherds, 3 neatherds, 3 swineherds that have made themselves all men of hair. They call themselves saltiers, and they have a dance which the wenches say is gallimaufry of gambols, because they are not in it, but they themselves are of the mind. If it be not too rough for some that know little but bowling, it will please plentifully.
Away, we're not on it. Here has been too much homely foolery already. I know, sir, we weary you.
You weary those that refresh us. Pray, let's see the 4 threes of herdsmen.
1 3 of them, by their own report, sir, hath danced before the king, and not the worst of the 3, but jumps 12 foot and a half by the squire.
Leave your prating, since these good men are pleased. Let them come in, but quickly now.
Why, they stay at door, sir.
Oh, Father, you'll know more of that hereafter. It's not too far gone. It's time to part them, and it's simple and tells much. How now, fair shepherd? Your heart is full of something. Thou dost take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you did, I was wont to to load up my she with snacks. I would have ransacked the peddler's silken treasury. I would have poured it to her acceptance. You have let him go, and nothing martyred with him. If you had lost, if your last interpretation should abuse and call that your lack of love or bounty, you were straight for a reply, or at least you make a card of happy holding her.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks from me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who, it should seem, hath sometime loved. I take thy hand, this hand, as soft as dove's down and as white as it, or Ethiopian's tooth, or the fanned snow that's bolted by the northern blasts twice over.
What follows that? How prettily the young swain seems to wish the the head affair before. I have put you out with your presentation. Let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to.
And this my neighbor too?
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, therefore most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eyes swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her employ them all, command them, condemn them to her service, or to their own perdition.
Fairly offered.
This shows a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you like to him?
Why, I cannot speak. So well, nothing too well, and no. I mean better. Not mean better. By the pattern of my own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and friend unknown, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be in the virtue of your daughter being dead. I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough, then, for your wonder. Come on, contract us for these witnesses.
Come, your hand and daughter yours.
Soft, swain, a while, beseech you. Have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
What? Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is the nuptial of the son of the guest of the best lanterns of the table. Pray you, once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak? Hear? Can he? Does he know? Does he know from man, despite dispute for his estate? For lest he lies he not bedrid, and again does nothing but what he did, being childish?
No, good sir. He hath his health and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
Well, my white beard, which I have none, you offend him. If this be he, if this be so, a wrong something unafraid. Reason, my son, should choose him a wife, but at good reason, the father will call joy of nothing else but fair posterity would hold some counsel in some such a business.
I yield all this, but for some other reasons, my grave sir, which 'tis not fit, you know, I not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
He shall not.
Practice, prithee, let him.
No, he must not.
Let him, my son, he shall not need to grieve at knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, sir. Whom son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, sceptred hair, ere that thou affect a sheet book, thou, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week, and thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, whom, of course, thou must know the royal fool then copsed with.
Oh, my heart!
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briefs and made more homely than thy state. For thee, fond boy, if I may ever know thou dost but sigh that thou no more shalt see this knack as never, I mean thou shalt, we shall bar thee from successes, not hold thee from our blood, no, not our kin, but farther than Ducalion off. Oh, wow. Mark my words. Follow us to the count, to the court. Thou, churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, yet we free thee from the dead blow of it. And you, enchantment, worthy enough of a herdsman, yea, him too, that makes himself but for our honor therein, unworthy thee, if ever, henceforth, these rural latches to his entrances open, or hope that this body more than embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it. Even here undone, I was not feared, for twice I was about to speak and tell him plainly that this is terrible. There's seldom that shines upon the court, hides not his visage from one that unchanged, but looks on alike. Will's please you, sir, be gone? I told you what would come of this. Beseech you, off with your own state, take care. The dream of mine, being now awake, I'll cue it up. I'll queen it. No such further, but milk my ewes and weep.
Why, how now, father? Speak ere thou diest.
I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know that which I know. O sir, you have undone a man of 83, that thought to fill his grave in quiet, yea, to die upon the bed my father died, to lie close by his honest bones. But now some hangman must put on my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. Oh, cursed wretch, that knewest this was the prince, and would adventure to mingle faith with him. Undone, undone. If I might die within this hour, I have lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard, delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am. More straining on for plucking back, not following my leash unwillingly.
Gracious my lord, you know your father's temper. At this time he will allow no speech, which I do guess you do not propose to him, and as hardly will he endure your sight as yet. I fear, then, till the fury of his highness settle, come not before him.
I not purpose it. I think, Camille.
Even he, my lord.
How often have I told you it would be thus? How often, as at my dignity, I would but twere known.
It cannot fail but by the violation of my faith, and then let nature crush the sides of the earth together and mar the seeds within. Lift up thy looks from my succession, wipe me, Father. I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am, and by my fancy. If my reason will thereto be obedient, I have reason. If not, my senses, better pleased with madness, do bid it welcome.
This is desperate, sir.
So call it. But it does fulfill my vow. I needs must think it honestly, Camillo, not for Bohemia, nor the pomp that may be thereat gleaned, for all the sun sees, or the close earth wombs, or the profound sea hides in unknown fathoms, will I break my oath to this my fair beloved. Therefore I pray you, as you ever been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as, in faith, I mean not to see him any more, cast your good counsels upon his passion. Let myself and fortune tug for thee for the time to come. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her, whom here I cannot hold on shore, and most opportune to our need I have a vessel rides fast by, and not prepared for this design. What course I mean to hold shall nothing benefit your knowledge, nor concern me the reporting.
Oh, my lord, I would your spirit were easier for advice or stronger for your need.
Perdita,
Where is she?
I'll hear you
Oh.
by.
What did you?
He is immovable, resolved for flight. Now were I happy if his going I could frame to serve my turn, save him from danger, do him love and honor, purchase the sight again of dear Cecilia, and that unhappy king, my master, whom I so much thirst to see.
Now, good Camille, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
Not Camille, Camilo.
Camilo.
Yes, sir. I think you have heard of my poor services in the love that I have borne your father.
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak your deeds, not little of his care to have them recompensed as thought on.
Well, my lord, if you may please to think I love the king, and through him what is nearest to him, which is your gracious self, embrace but my direction. If your more ponderous and settled project may suffer alteration, on mine honor I'll point you where you shall have such receiving as shall become your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, from the whom I see there's no disjunction to be made, but by, as heavens forfend, your ruin, marry her, and with my best endeavors in your absence, your discontenting father strive to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How, Camilo, may this almost a miracle be done, that I may call thee something more than man, and after that trust to thee.
Have you thought on a place whereto you'll go?
Not any yet, but as the unthought on accident is guilty to what we wildly do, so we profess ourselves to be the slaves of chance and flies of every wind that blows.
Then list to me. This follows. If you will not change your purpose, but undergo this flight, make for Cecilia, and there present yourself and your fair princess, for so I see she must be, for Leontes, she shall be habited as it becomes the partner of your bed. Methinks I see Leontes opening his free arms and weeping his welcome form, asks thee the son forgiveness as 'twere in the father's person, kisses the hands of your fresh princess, o'er and o'er divides him twixt his unkindness and his kindness. The one he chides to hell, and bids the other grow faster than thought or time.
Worthy Camilo, what color for my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Sent by the king your father to greet him and to give him comforts, sir, the manner of your bearing towards him, with what you as from your father shall deliver, things known twixt us three, I'll write you down, The witch shall point you forth at every sitting what you must say, that he shall not perceive that you have your father's bosom there, and speak his very heart.
I am bound to you. There is some sap in this.
A cause more promising than a wild dedication of yourselves to unpathed waters, undreamed shores, most certain to miseries enough, no hope to help you, but as to shake off one to take another. Nothing so certain as your anchors, who do their best office, if they can but stay where you'll be loath to be. Besides, you know prosperity is the very bond of love, whose fresh complexion and whose heart together affliction alters.
One of these is true. I think afflictions and may subdue the jack, but not take in the mind.
Yea, say you so. There shall not at your father's house these 7 years be born another such.
My good Camilo, she is as forward as her breeding as she is in the rear our birth.
I cannot say 'tis pity. She lacks instructions, for she seems a mistress to most that teach.
Your pardon, sir. For this I'll blush you thanks.
My prettiest Perdita, but oh, the thorns we stand upon! Camille, preserver of my father, now of me, the medicine of our house, how shall we do? We are not furnished like the Bohemia's son, nor shall appear in Sicilia.
My lord, fear none of this. I think you know my fortunes do all lie there. It shall be so my care to have you royally appointed, as if the scene you play were mine. For instance, sir, that you may know you shall not want one word. Ha ha! What a fool honesty is, and trust his sworn brother, a very simple gentleman. I have sold all my trumpery, not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon, glass, pomander, brooch, table book, ballad, knife, tape, glove, shoe tie, bracelet, horn ring, to keep my pack from fasting. They throng who should buy first, and as if my trinkets had been hallowed, and brought a benediction to the buyer, by which means I saw whose purse was best in picture, and what I saw, to my good use, I remembered. My clown, who once but something to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with the wench's song, that he would not stir his petitoes till he had both tune and words, which so drew the rest of the herd to me, that all their other senses stuck in ears. You might have pinched a placket. It was senseless. 'Twas nothing to geld a codpiece of a purse. I would have filed keys off that hung in chains. No hearing, no feeling, but my sir's song, and admiring the nothing of it, so that in this time of lethargy I picked and cut most of their festival purses, and had not the old man come in with a whoop-bub against his daughter and the king's son, and scared my chops from the chaff, I had not left a purse alive in the whole army. Nay, but my letters, this means being there as soon as you arrive, shall clear that doubt.
And those that you procure from King Leontes?
Yes, there you go. Shall satisfy your father.
Happy be you, and you speak shoes fair.
Who have we here? We'll make an instrument of this, omit nothing may give us aid. If they have overheard me now, why, how now, good fellow, why shakest thou so? Fear not, man, here's no harm intended to thee. Oh, I'm a poor fellow, sir. Why be so still? Here's nobody will steal that from thee. Yet from the outside of thy poverty we must make an exchange. Therefore, discase thee instantly. Thou must think there's a necessity in it, and change garments with this gentleman, though the pennyworth on his side be the worst. Yet hold thee, there's some boot. I'm a poor fellow, sir. I know you well enough. Hey, prithee, dispatch. The gentleman is half flayed already. Are you in earnest, sir? Smell the trick on it.
Dispatch, I prithee!
Indeed, I have it, earnest, but I cannot with conscience take it. Unbuckle, unbuckle! Fortunate mistress, let my prophecy come home to ye. You must retire yourself into some covert. Take your sweetheart's hat and pluck it over your brows. Muffle your face, dismantle you, and as you can, dislike in the truth of your own seeming that you may, for I do fear eyes over to shipboard get this undescribed.
I see the play so lies that I must bear part.
No remedy. Have you done there?
Should I now meet my father? He would not call me son.
Nay, you shall have no hat. Come, lady, come. Farewell, my friend. Adieu, sir.
Oh, Perdita, what have we twain forgot? I pray you a word.
What I do next shall be to tell the king of this escape, and whither they are bound, wherein my hope is I shall so prevail to force him after, in whose company I shall review Cecilia, for whose sight I have a woman's longing.
Fortune speed us! Thus we set on, Camillo, to the seaside.
The swifter speed, the better. I understand the business, I hear it. To have an open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for a conquest. A good nose is requisite also to smell out work for the other senses. I see this is the time that the unjust man doth thrive. What an exchange hath this been without boot! What a boot is here with this exchange! Sure the gods do this year connive at us, and we may do anything extempore. The prince himself is about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king withal, I would not do it. I hold it the more knavery to conceal it, and therein I am constant to my profession. Besides, here is more matter for a hot brain. Every lane's end, every shop, church, session, hanging yields a careful man's work. See, what a man you are now! There is no other way but to tell the king she's a changeling, and none of your flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
Go to, then.
She being none of your flesh and blood is not offended to king, and so your flesh and blood is not to be punished by him. Show those things you found about her, those secret things, all but what she has with her. This being done, let the law go whistle. I warrant you.
I will tell the king all, every word, yea, and his son's pranks too, who I may see is no honest man, neither to his father nor to me, to go about to make me the king's brother-in-law.
Indeed, brother-in-law was the farthest off you could have been to him, and then your blood had been the dearer by I know how much an ounce. Oh, very wisely, puppies.
Well, let us to the king. There is that in this farewell will make him scratch his beard.
I know not what impediment this complaint may be to the flight of my master. Pray, heartily he be at palace. Though I am not naturally honest, I am so sometimes by chance. Let me pocket up my peddler's excrement. How now, rustics? Whither are you bound?
To the palace, and it like your worship.
Your affairs there? What with whom? The condition of that fardo? The place of your dwelling? Your names? Your ages? The what having, breeding, and anything that is fitting to be known? Discover. Oh, we're a plain fellows, sir. A lie. You are rough and hairy. Let me have no lying. Becomes none but tradesmen. and they often give us soldiers to lie, but we pay them for it with stamped coin, not stabbing steel. Therefore, they do not give us to lie. Your worship would like to have given us one if you had not taken yourself with the manner.
Are you a courtier, and like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier. Seest thou not the air of the court in these enfoldings? Hath not my gait in it the measure of the court? Receives not thy nose court odor from me? Reflect I not on the baseness court contempt? Thinkest thou that I insinuate or toes from thee thy business? I am therefore no courtier. I am courtier capapay, and one that will either push on or pluck back thy business there, whereupon I command thee, open thy
My
affair.
business, sir, is to the king.
What advocate hast thou to him?
I know not, and like you.
Advocate's a court word for a pheasant, so you have none.
None, sir. I have no pheasant, cock, nor hen.
How blessed are we that not simple men, yet nature might have made me as these are, therefore I will not disdain. Oh, this cannot be but a great courtier.
His garments are rich, but he wears them not handsomely.
He seems to be the more noble in being fantastical. A great man, I'll warrant. I know by the picking one's teeth. The fardel there, what's in the fardel? What's that box?
Sir, there lie such secrets in this fardel and box, which none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour, if I may come to the speech of him.
Age, thou hast lost thy labor.
Why, sir?
The king is not at his palace. He is gone abroad on a new ship to purge melancholy and air himself. For if thou beest capable of things serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
So 'tis sad, sir, about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not in hand fast, let him fly. The curses he shall have, the tortures he shall feel, will break the back of man, the heart of monster. Think you so, sir? Not he alone shall suffer what wit can make heavy and vengeance bitter, but those that are germane to him, though removed 50 times, shall all come under the hangman, which, though it be a great pity, yet it is necessary. An old cheap whistling rogue, a ram tender, to offer to have his daughter come into grace. Some say he shall be stoned, but that death is too soft for him. Say I draw our throne into a sheepcoat. All deaths are too few, the sharpest too easy. Has the old man e'er a son, sir, do you hear, and like it, sir? He has a son, who shall be flayed alive, then anointed over with honey and set on a head of wasp nest, then stand till he be 3/4 and a dram dead, then recovered again with aquavitae or some other hot infusion, then, raw as he is, and in the hottest day prognostication proclaims, shall be he set against a brick wall, the sun looking with a southward eye upon him, where he is to behold him with flies blown to death. But what talk we of these traitorly rascals, whose miseries are to be smiled at, their offences being so capital? Tell me, for you seem to be honest plain men, what you have to the king, being something gently considered, I'll bring you where he is aboard, tender your persons to his presence, whisper him in your behalf, and if being a man besides the king to effect your suits, here's man shall do it. You seem to be of great authority. Close with him, give him gold, and though authority be a stubborn bear, yet he is oft led with his nose with gold. Show the inside of your purse to the outside of his hand, and no more ado. Remember, stoned and flayed alive.
And please you, sir, to undertake the business for us. Here is that gold I have. I'll make it as much more and leave this young man in pawn till I bring it you.
After I have done what I promised?
Aye, sir.
Well, give me the moiety. Are you a party in this business? In some sort, sir, but though my case be a pitiful one, I hope I shall not be flayed out of it. Oh, that's the case of the shepherd's son. Hang him, he'll be made an example. Oh, comfort, good comfort, we must to the king and show our strange sight. He must know 'tis none of your daughter nor my sister. We are gone else. Sir, I will give you as much as this old man does when the business is performed, and remain, as he says, your pawn till it be brought you. I will trust you. Walk before toward the seaside. Go on the right hand, but I will but look upon the hedge and follow you. Oh, we are blessed in this man, as I may say, even blessed.
Let's before as he bids us. He was provided to do us good.
If I had a mind to be honest, I see fortune would not suffer me. She drops booties in my mouth. I am courted now with a double occasion, gold and a means to do the prince my master good, which who knows how may turn back to my advancement. I will bring these two moles, these blind ones, aboard him. If he think it fit to shore them again, and that the complaint they have to the king concerns him nothing, let him call me rogue for being so far officious. For I am proof against that title, and what shame else belongs to it. To him will I present them. There may be matter in it. Act 5. All right. Do we need a break? Anybody got to pee? Are we good? We can sort of motor through. Go for it.
We got this far.